This is a review of Star Trek Prodigy, Season 1.5, or let's call it 2. They're calling it 1.5. Asylum, Private Starbase 32 or something, which it should be like 100 and something more cents, or even 1,000 and something. But they call it, yeah, they gave it a lesser number, 47 or something. But they go to the starbase, and there's this commander on the starbase. He's this jittery Talaxian, looks like kind of guy. They scan the Talaxian guy. Jacob Pog is a Tellarite, and Rakta is a Brekka from Next Generation. Not necessarily an Excaliburn. She's a Brekka, which is interesting. They don't know what the girl's not on file, and she was going to be in it. We did make a figure for out of somebody else. One of the sets can figure for season 2 of Strange New Worlds. The girl Gwen, and she's in the background. She has no lines. She's there, so we have a figure of her. Yeah, so we have Gwen, Jacob, and the other guy. Action figure, but we didn't give her any lines. She's at the space wedding. So yeah, and the Locarnos have they have a kid. The Locarnos have a kid in the story. Strange Worlds. Yeah. And the Riker's kid also is on the ship. She's going to be a Starfleet cadet soon in the story. Yeah, Kestra and the other one. So anyway, that has nothing to do with this show, though. That was just some of the figures from Strange Worlds. But yes, this episode is called Asylum, and they go to the planet, and they're basically okay. Well, so they go down the planet, and they go to the station. Basically, well, first they rescue a space whale from a planet, and then they go to the station. And Janeway does a flashback on the holodeck showing Chakotay leaving for space on the Protostar, which is a smaller ship than the Dauntless, and then she goes after them later. The space weapon, even that the bad guy had, the diviner had set to attack the station. There is an odd, probably considered a plot hole in it, really, because doesn't the Janeway hologram, when she was turned evil and then back again, isn't she aware of the other stuff going on? Like, wouldn't she be aware of what the evil Janeway did? It didn't erase it. It didn't restart it, necessarily. It just well, it sort of restarted it, but yeah, wouldn't there be a record of the space weapon that's hiding on the ship? I think there totally would be. So, yeah, they should have known, but they didn't. But, yeah, so the space weapon blows up the station, destroying the station, and so the relay. So they have to get off the station and jump to the ship. It's very much like Star Trek Into Darkness, when they space jumped off of the thing, and then space rigging. So very, very Abrams type of story. It wasn't directed by Abrams. It was directed by 2 other people that have done other animated stuff. Yeah, so I'm not familiar with them. So yeah, I don't know how they when they do the cartoon episode, how much is actual direction and how much is them following a cartoon script. I mean, I guess they're directing the voice actors in the studio and then they animate it later. I don't know how they do that, but the way we do it here is it's just live, animated, put it together. Yeah, usually the only voice actor. So, but yeah, but yes. But in the case of this one, this show is different. The Starfleet, when the Starfleet person scanned the boy, Tal or whatever his name is, yeah, He came up with a said that contact Starfleet immediately about the plan. So maybe they've already sent the signal. Is this how the AIs destroy everything in 2385? Is that when this takes place? They're going to tie this into Picard somehow. It's 2385 because could be. Yeah. So could be. Yeah. So yeah, I think this one does take place around that same time period. So they're trying to retcon the Romulans having probably been in on it the whole time. Saying there's an alien and the Delta Quadrant that did it. Is that what they're doing? Because it might be what they're doing. And also that means that the dude with the funny hair is actually probably a Vorta or a Jem'Hadar. Well, maybe not. Yeah, a Jem'Hadar. He looks a little like a young Vorta. So he probably is. But he is a Cillian. But then so was the girl, Gwen. They're both Cillians. And they're not native to that area of the galaxy. They're Gamma Quadrants. So yeah. The programs advertised on the show, the commercials were mainly kids commercials for Tamagotchi games and things like Pampers and other stuff. The Paramount advertising itself. In the same, yeah, because it's Nickelodeon that put this out through Paramount. Yeah, so yeah, nothing weird there. Interesting the transition between the commercials. And the commercials were great in Casino and stuff on the other one, and medicines and stuff, and jump to kiddie games and stuff. On the other channel, on the same channel, but on the other like broadcast, tuning commercials. So yeah. Yeah, it was fine for a premiere. I understand that they find the Diviner. Janeway's crew gets to the Diviner planet. Finds. How did they find the planet? I don't know how they ended up there, but they went to the planet. There he is. The guy. And there he is, unconscious. Hopefully they don't wake him up. Hopefully they don't wake him up. Anyway, so that was a Prodigy episode 11, technically, because 9 and 10 with a two-parter with a Kal Kat character in it. Yeah, with that guy. The Decepticon that literally was, yeah, the Decepticon guy. Literally, there was a Decepticon in it. Last season, and they killed him. Right out of All Transformers Mush, there was a Decepticon. Oh. All last season, they broke him. And it was, of course, Northern Roadkill. Or inspired by him. I don't think it was actually him, because I wasn't in the cast. I wasn't involved in this one. But it was inspired by him, definitely. Megatron-looking guy. Yeah. Not Frank Welker Megatron. Ron Perlman Megatron looking guy. Yeah, so. Yeah. Janeway. Why would Chakotay be sent out on a much smaller ship on such a drastic space mission across the other quadrant without a crew? Why would he do that? Yeah, it's a little weird. Why would he do that? It makes sense. I know it's a cartoon, but they're trying to be semi-realistic with what they're doing. It's a little darker than the other ones, so I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, so yeah, Prodigy.